I brought James Spirit. He keeps saying problematic shit. What are you talking about, James? Say what you want to say, man. I seen you spamming the comments.
Yeah, I was telling him, man, look, I'm gonna give y'all the playbook. First, get a DNA test, and when you get your name on that birth certificate, you take those kids somewhere where she can't get to them, and you go down there to that child support office and put her on child support. Because once your name on that birth certificate, you have access to the children and go down there and make her pay. That's what you do. Forget about all that. We're going to try to work it out and stuff. Beat her to the punch because that's what women been doing to men for years. They've been strategizing during the marriage on how they going to get out there and get the children somewhere you can't have access to them so they can get some money at you. So we need to start doing the same thing. I got my children. I went right down there and put her on child support. And if she don't pay, she going to jail. She ain't gonna have no driver's license. She ain't gonna be able to work, and she gonna be sitting down there trying to get bailed out.
So were you the actual better parent for your kids?
And always the better parent. What you talking about?
What made you the better parent?
The fact that my son went from failing when he was around her to being on the honor roll when he got with me. That's what made me the better parent, because I had the best interest of the child.
Okay. World Citizen, what's good?
What up, man? So, looking at the prompt, the reason why the average woman should go with the average man is because they're on the same level. That just makes the most sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, everybody's going to punch high. They're going to want, you know what I'm saying, something that's better than them. But the reason why, I wouldn't even say it's a settle. Settling is something that you're, you know what I'm saying, taking less for. So that's coming to that second statement where the average man and the average woman are not on the same level. You're right. Technically and statistically, not even say technically, statistically, the average man makes more.
There is no level up with men and women. Men make better men and they make better women. What you talking about? A man won the Woman of the Year award just a couple years ago.
So what that prove?
Men make better runners when they women. They swim faster as women, and they play better basketball as women. So there is no level.
Be careful with that, James. That's
only thing they don't have is college degrees over women. I think it's like 3% or 2.5%. Women have more kids than the average man, more kids out of wedlock than the average man. And I think they have more mental health problems than the average man.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they just go see the doctor
No,
more.
they do, 100%.
They don't, bro. They don't.
Statistics. It's statistics. You love bringing statistics. I brought the statistics up, and now it's the issue.
That's exactly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hold on, wait, man. World Citizen. I promise y'all, one of the things I'm gonna start saying to y'all, I'm gonna put it in here. Y'all can't say statistics no more, because y'all don't never be right. It's not statistically proven.
How do I bring the statistics in here?
Hold on.
How can I show them?
There's nothing that says women have more mental health problems than men. What I think you can say though is women get diagnosed more because they go to the doctor more. That's what I've seen. But I've never seen anything that said that women actually have more mental health problems than men. That doesn't.
That's what you've seen.
Yeah.
But statistically, that's what I'm saying. So statistically, women, because you said it financially is not only how you level up. You said, are they better people? And right now, I've just shown you can say, are you emotional maturity? That's the only thing women have over men statistically is that they, I think, reach emotional maturity around 32. Men reach around 43. But when you're talking about settling for a man for, you know what I'm saying, your counterpart, average is around the same. And if anything, men are a step above women on that. So a woman's not settling for the average man, and they're not on the same level. A man is a step above women on the average level.
Okay. So yeah. So the thing that doesn't make any, like, that argument that you guys are trying to make where it falls flat is the fact that men are more abusive, they are more violent, they are more neglectful, they are like, I'm not understanding, and I'm talking about, you want to talk about statistics. I mean, it's not my perception, is also.
That's not true. And I can
Hold on, James.
tell me when
Hold on, James. This is true. Once again, I'm tired of y'all saying stuff isn't true as if what I'm saying is something that I just made up. It's not. It's not. I'm not. You ain't got to trust me or nothing, but it's not, though. And I'm not going to allow you to tell me it's not true when it most certainly is true. Stop trying to gaslight me all the fucking time. It's annoying.
I'm not gaslighting you. I'm just saying
I'm talking to James.
I'm saying you're wrong. Oh, my bad.
Whoever is saying, it could be you too, but whoever is saying that statistically proven men are more, it's not statistically proven that men are more abusive. We are. It's not statistically proven that men are more violent. We are. It's not statistically proven that men are more neglectful. We are. We neglect our children more. We neglect our women more. We neglect our health more. What are y'all talking about? This is statistically proven. Y'all got it. Like, stop telling me because you feel some type of way about the reality of things. You get triggered and that's not true. That makes you look dumb. That you look like you just want to argue for the sake of arguing, it may be fun to y'all. Y'all may have like some kink or whatever, but I don't though. So I think it's weird when I say something that is categorically true that we can just see, even without looking at numbers. You can just see it play out in society, and then y'all turn around and say, that's not true. What? Well, how isn't that true, brother? What do you mean that's not true?
Can you tell me when I'm wrong? Listen to this.
Okay.
We constantly giving women a pass. We say, oh, she on her period or her period coming up. Oh, she just got pregnant. Oh, she just had the baby. Now she going through postpartum. Oh, it's menopause. Their whole life is an excuse for their emotional instability. They out here poking men in the face. They putting eye drops in their glasses. They busting the windows out of their daughter's car because she won't give her no money. They out here celebrating songs that's about unaliving men and then unaliving the girlfriend right after that. I mean, their theme song was busting windows out your car.
That music? Hold on. Look, watch this. Who's making that music, James?
Women that's singing it, and the women that's downloading it, playing it all the time.
James, who makes the most violent music, talking about unaliving people? Who does that?
Who makes them number one?
Who makes the most?
Because the songs that I'm talking about were.
Hold on, James. You said stop me when you're wrong. You was wrong a long time ago. Answer the question. Who makes the violent music? Who makes the music about unaliving people? Who makes the music about graping people? Who makes that music? Who makes the music about stealing your girl?
I haven't heard no music about raping people and unaliving women. Not on the radio. I mean, some crazy person might have made it in the dungeon. But I'm talking about hits that's on the chart.
Nah, you don't get to play. You don't get to do that. We talking about hit shit. Get the hell out of here. That's stupid. Dreaded Skywalker, what you want to say, bro? You said I was wrong. What am I wrong about, brother?
Let's see. I don't know where to begin or end, but I'm just gonna talk about the topic right now. Why should the average woman settle for the average man? I think the moral question of it is, why should the average man settle for the average woman?
Exactly.
Like, when we talk about the average man and the average woman, we're talking about two different, it depends on the type of average you're talking about, but we're talking about two different classifications of people, right? You got the average man who goes to work every day on his 9 to 5, makes his own money, and builds himself up and has all his own stuff, who doesn't have children. That's the average man. Then that's the majority of average men. Then you have the average woman who may or may not have kids by someone, or may be involved with multiple people by the time you even meet her. So we already know statistically women have more sex than, more escalations than men. So
they don't.
They do. You can't discord that fact, sir. And you can say that they do.
Hold on, Dreaded.
You can say that they don't.
Wait, sir. Hold on, brother. Damn, my super chat wasn't read. Why? Oh, what super chat? I missed it. Oh, hold on. Miss Not For Everyone said, average women of 2024 shouldn't settle for average males of 2024 because the average male is below the average. I did read that. I read that a long time ago. It's this one. I'm sorry. She said, can we stay on topic? Why is this so hard for males to do? Why should the average woman settle for the average man? Can they answer truthfully? They obviously they can't answer truthfully.
I mean, I'm giving the answer.
My first sentence was why they should, because it's not a settle. You're
Hold on.
shooting straight across from you. You're not punching up. You're not punching down. You're shooting straight across.
Hold on. Women are not unaliving ourselves.
I think it's an average woman.
So here's the thing.
There's only dominant men and women.
Yeah. So here's the problem. So Dre Scott, first of all, women actually have less sexual partners than men. So I don't know what you're talking about. That's
more children. That's not the
All right. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who sells their body?
What?
Men or women?
Both. But what are you talking about?
No, who sells their body? Men or women? Who does it more?
More men. That's not the fault.
James, seriously, be quiet. I'll drop you. It's fine. Because you obviously can't control yourself.
Not the dad.
Hold on, wait. I got the answer for you. Right? So the answer is women are extracted and forced into actual slavery more than men. That's the first part of it.
Stop right there.
You asked me a question. You asked me a question. Let me answer it. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is but beyond that, women do sell their bodies more, right? They participate. They're S workers more, but that is because there is a larger market for women. That's all it is. So instead of saying, well, there's who sells their body more? Okay, yeah, women do, but there's a larger market for women because men are willing to pay women to sell their bodies. That's why. If there was more, trust me, Dre Scott, whatever. If there was more women or men, if there were more people that wanted a man's body, if there were more people willing to pay for a man's body out here in that way, trust me, you would see male OFs all over the place. You acting like men take the moral high road on this? They don't. Men are the biggest 304s on the planet. Men are the biggest pick-me's on the what are you talking about? It's simply because there's not a market for it. There's not many people
That's
who
personal
want
opinion.
Freddie Scott Peen, bro.
That's
what it is. Go ahead, world citizen.
I was gonna say that's personal opinion. If we're sticking to the script, well, I'm saying average man and the average woman are shooting straight across from each other. The average man is a step above the average woman. So they're not settling. Women are not settling for the men. They actually should, because if you're looking at how statistically the women are having the kids with the same amount of men. So there's less amount of men with more kids than there are women. That means women are having more kids with men.
I got to stop you real quick.
So that means they're trying to shoot above.
I'm tired of this talking point that's been debunked. I've debunked it in my life at least 5 times. I've seen it debunked 20 times. It's a dumb thing. Try something else, right? It's not true. Most men have kids by a certain age. Like 80% of men end up having kids by a certain age. I don't care. I don't even want to have this discussion. It's stupid. But let me real quick. I got to read this.
Yes, but it ain't their baby.
James, let me read this. Let me read this poll because I like this one. It said, commit to send public $1 or more support share. I love that. 100% said yes. I appreciate that. Go ahead, world citizen. Can you try to do something else besides that? Because that doesn't make any sense to me.
I get it doesn't make sense to you. If that doesn't really, you can't understand it, and that's on you. You have to figure that out. No. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you. Tell you why mathematically it is true. Women have more kids than men. If we're on average, they do. Statistically, yes, between 15 and 49, women have 1.3 children versus men having 0.9. That's a statistic. You can go look it up right now.
Hold on. Wait. I hear you. It's not true. Secondly, once again, the
statistic is not true.
It's not true. You don't.
Statistic. Listen to yourself. Public defender. The statistic is not true.
This shit is crazy. You guys,
you're saying. I'm bringing the statistic to you, and you're saying that's not true. Like you sound like you have your feelings in this. Like I'm telling you the numbers. You're saying that's not true.
You just don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Bro, if I'm looking at the statistics and you're looking,
hold on, bro. Stop. I'm tired of talking about statistics. Hold on, brother. Stop, sir. Do you not understand that? Do you not know how they come to these conclusions? How they figure these numbers out? They ask people, sir. Men don't claim they fucking kids. They don't even know. Men don't know. The women always know because they gave birth, so they always know. The men don't. They don't even if I wanted to give men a pass and say they don't know, cool. They don't know. Cool. So you got a big old portion of men, let's say, that don't know. But you have a larger portion of men who know and don't claim the kids. So
It's not.
because mathematically it doesn't make sense.
Hold on.
No, I'm not holding on. Your argument is your point.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not gonna argue that there is some flaws in the statistical probability of how they're getting these numbers. What I'm saying though is, on average, a man will have 3 or 4 kids, and a woman, and each one of those kids he has a woman with, they'll be his first baby mom. Like, that'll be their first kid for the women.
Oh my God,
so,
you're just saying the same thing.
Listen,
bro.
Okay, bro. Listen, hold on. We're both saying there's some flaws in the numbers. However, the numbers are saying women are having more kids than men are. I'm just saying on the average, because the prompt is talking about averages. The average woman is a step below the average man as far as
world
earnings, mental problems.
Hold on, can you tell me the margin of error of this in this study? Do you know what it is?
I don't know what the margin of error is now. What is the margin of error?
You didn't care to look it up. So how do you know if it's, because you said 0.9 versus 1.3, so that's a 0.4%. What if the margin of error is 4%?
If the margin of error, that would sway it.
It would sway it a lot. It could make it equal. So and we both acknowledge that there is a huge margin of error right off the rip. So
we don't know the number. You're assuming it's 4. You're assuming it's 4%.
But that's why I want you now. My God,
help you out.
That's why I want y'all to now use your critical thinking abilities. Put the cap on. Put the critical thinking cap. Take the bullshit lie cap off. Right?
For sure, we can do that. We can do that.
Critical thinking abilities now. Listen to what I'm saying. Critical thinking would tell us that if the study is flawed, and it's easily flawed, like really, really flawed. If the study is easily flawed, then we probably should start using our power of discernment, right? So my discernment tells me that it is mathematically impossible for the most part, or it just doesn't make any sense to assume that there are that women are having more children than men. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Because I know that when we can
assume, but until we know the margin of error, we'll leave the children thing alone. I'm just saying, for every other thing aside from college degrees, every other point aside from college degrees, the average man is doing better than the average woman. So the average woman cannot settle for the average man because he is a step above her average. They are. In every other category aside from college degrees, they are.
Average men don't live as long as average women. Average men are be quiet. Average men are not as happy or content. Studies, by the way, this is not my assumption. Average men are not as content with their lives alone as average women are. So average men are lonely when they don't have a partner. Average women have relationships without a partner. With or without a partner, women look like this. With or without a partner, men look like this. And even when a man has a partner, he still doesn't practice intimacy with that partner. So he might as well be like this because she feels like this. She feels abandoned in their relationship. So he's not satisfying her, which in turn usually leads to her leaving him. And then men like y'all go, women just out here leaving men at the drop of no. It's because this is how he's living his life. He's not living it like he's in a relationship with another person. He treats the woman like an accessory in his relationship, right? Because men don't know how to be intimate. We don't know how to be vulnerable. We push women away. We keep women's at arm's length. We abuse women. We neglect women. Typically. So when you say that, and that's the average man. So when you say the average man is doing better, we're not. In what way?
I'd have to look at the statistics for, as far as, like you said, happiness. But a lot of the stuff you were saying was more so opinion based. There wasn't statistics behind.
It wasn't opinion based.
No, it wasn't. I'm talking about the character traits a woman would have in a relationship with a man. Those are opinion based.
It's not opinion based. There are studies done on this. Tons of them that will tell you.
Listen, no, not
the majority of the time, men are the ones who lead. Men are the ones who cause the dysfunction in the relationship. The vast majority of the time, it's not even close. It's not close. It ain't 50-50. It ain't 55.
Listen, no, hold on. We were just talking about margin of error. We were just talking about margin of error and reporting How many, hold on, how many men are doing those studies and saying, oh yeah, actually in my relationship, I feel like my woman wasn't being vulnerable with me, or she wasn't making a safe space for me to be vulnerable. That's not talked about because a lot of men go through that. They're in a relationship with a woman that doesn't create a space for them to be vulnerable. But no, I'm saying, listen, I'm not saying it's not in the study. I'm saying how many men are actually going to the study and filling this out. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm bringing up.
Hold on, wait, not a minute. There are studies done over the span of 30 years following
I'm not arguing that.
couples. No, I know you're not arguing that. I'm telling you how the study works. Over thousands of couples, over tens of years, decades, right? And I'm telling you, without a doubt, when the men in the studies, when they say whatever they say, it's not adding up. The women, like there's a study that just came out that the women, it was on today. I talked about it on this live. It was very interesting, but it was talking about how it was basically saying like, it asked women like, what is your biggest like anxiety causer, I guess, in your life? I don't know how to say it, but like, right. And it was their men, right? The 46% of them said their men, not their children. It was their men. So the men make their lives harder. The children don't. The majority of the women were saying that men made their lives harder. Now you take that, right? Let's apply that to a relationship. You're in a relationship with the man over 3, 4, 10, 12, 13. He is just making your life harder. Eventually women tire of that and they leave because there's no benefit in it for them. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different studies from different groups of people that all point to the same thing. That men are deficient in these areas, bro. And
no, what I'm saying,
talking about women.
What I'm saying, we just spoke about. I'm saying we just spoke about margin of error and about the women reporting it and the men not knowing I'm talking about men are doing the same thing. A lot of men are not going to be in a relationship and say, I'm going to go fill out this study and show whether I'm happy or not. Oh no, hold on. On top of that, hold on, let me finish. No.
You don't understand how the margin of error works, because if we're talking about a study where there's a 0.4% difference like the one you're talking about versus a study that's 30 points different, it's 70-30, it's 70-30, it's 80-20. The difference, there's no margin of error that would make up for that difference. So the margin of error, if the margin of error was 10%,
there's 2 parts. Hold on.
If the margin of error was 10%,
I said there's 2 points.
This dude just like talking, bro.
There's 2 points. There's a margin of error, and I'm not, bro. I'm trying to get you to understand. There's a margin of error, and there's also underreporting. A lot of men in relationships are not going to go out and say, "Oh, let me fill out this study on whether I'm happy or not." On top of that, men, hold on.
Stop making assumptions about the study that you don't know anything about. They're in the study. They signed up for it. They're already in it.
And on top of that, there are statistics that show men require less in a relationship. So of course it's going to seem easier to be with a man versus being with a woman because they require less to be happy. They require less to be happy in life, and they require less to be happy in a relationship. So if a woman's requiring more and a man is not knowing, hold on, let me finish. If a woman's requiring more and a man doesn't know that she requires more, of course she's going to feel like she's not getting what she requires versus the man who doesn't require much. And it seems like he's not even getting all that he requires, but he's like, I'm getting 80% of what I need. I'm cool.
What do men require in a relationship?
So a lot of the emotional work that you were just talking about, there's no statistics on it. There's studies, but there's no statistics saying, hey, this is what men do, this is what women do. I'm saying if a woman requires, like you said, emotional vulnerability.
Skywalker, hold on, you got to answer. Dreaded Skywalker, what do men require in a relationship?
Man, it's very simple. And I want to say this to you earlier. When you go into statistics, they literally have breakdowns of where they get their information from. They tell you how much the margin of error from. Like earlier when you were speaking on, just doing this real quick, they get most of their statistics from the hospital numbers and the reported names on the charts. So if there's a father and a mother and it's recorded, then it gets reported to the CDC that there's a father and a mother. Mm-hmm. What happens with majority of the time is when there's no father around, that's why they say, unaccounted for. But they don't do unaccounted for numbers, so they don't use those numbers. So to a certain extent, you have a certain amount of rightness, but you're going about it the wrong way. Now, onto the subject of what men require in a relationship, is halfway in, halfway out, half true. I would say for a majority of older men born before a certain time and period, yes, there's less required. For a lot of younger generation of men, there's more required.
What are men requiring? Be specific. That's what I'm asking you for.
All right, to be specific, what I understand and comprehend from most of the men that I meet and know and have been around, what majority of men are looking for are emotional attachments.
What
A
does that
woman to
mean?
give them emotional, you know what I'm saying, support.
Okay.
Things like that, simple things.
And
Just
what does
being
that and what
around
does that
them.
look like? And what does that look like? What does emotional support look like to you?
For a man, it's just it might be a simple compliment or have a great day or a hug or maybe just every once in a while something done out of randomness or random kindness. You know what I'm saying? Woman might
So
give a man a
you
gift.
think that's what men are asking for? I think men are asking for women to do all the emotional labor in the relationship.
I
That's what you think,
mean,
though. That's not. That's what you
I
think. That's a
mean,
personal opinion. We
I
all
mean,
have those.
that's
hold
what
on, hold on, world, hold on,
ends up
world,
happening though.
hold on,
That's not
world.
what I think. That's what ends up happening.
Well,
To each
okay.
his
What I
own.
think.
Yeah,
Go
the
ahead. Go
reason
ahead.
why
Go
women
ahead.
are opting out of relationships with men, one of the studies said, is because of men's lack of being able to have emotional intelligence.
Yeah, which
That's what
makes
women
perfect
have
sense to
said.
me.
And that's the reason why I wanted to interrupt when y'all were having this part of the discussion, because somebody brought up how women have higher rates of mental illness. Women do have higher rates of mental illness, but I want to let y'all know this.
It's
Men
called
have
vitamin.
higher rates. Men have higher rates of personality disorders. Mental illness can affect the mood, thoughts, and behavior, but personality disorders involve inflexible and unhealthy patterns of thoughts and behaviors over a long period of time, which is what we can actually see and hear in real time anytime public lets any of these men up on this panel. Having a personality disorder is not really something that you can give medication for unless you have co-occurring disorders like depression, anxiety, and mood disorders, or OCD. So when it comes to mental illness, women do suffer from it, but that can actually be helped. Having a personality disorder is a lot different. Now, when it comes to the studies, it says some studies have found that men are more likely to be diagnosed with certain personality disorders than women. And those personality disorders are antisocial personality disorder. Y'all do not realize that the reason why y'all are having trouble in relationships is exactly because of the way that y'all talk and y'all think up here. Anytime any man asks y'all a question, y'all can never answer the question straightforward. You just can't. And the reason why is because y'all have, I'm not talking about just the man on here, because I don't want y'all to feel like I'm trying to attack y'all. I'm talking about men in general. Men in general do not have thought processes that allow them to understand what somebody is saying, or understand even. So when you all are in relationships and you have these traits of narcissism, if you have not been diagnosed with it, you have to actually be able to have a conversation without getting offended or without feeling like I have to deflect because I feel like I'm being attacked, or you want to tone police somebody. All of that stuff is wrapped up in narcissism. And a lot of men have these personality disorders that go undiagnosed until what? Until they start getting in trouble. And to be honest, African American men have the highest rates of narcissism. And then when you go to African American adolescent boys, they have the highest rates of conduct disorder. So let's just be honest here. If y'all don't want to really tell the truth about the situations, I'm kind of convinced that you can't, because
That's a lie.
no, it's not a lie though, because every
It
time
is.
somebody says
Time
something,
out. Time out. Let her finish.
every time something is being said, it's always taken personal when he's talking about men in general. But y'all take it so personal and you try to make it seem like somebody's calling you out. In reality, we don't know none of y'all in real life. Y'all want to bring anecdotal experience. We don't know none of y'all in real life. So y'all get up here trying to defend these other men that are problematic. And the reason why I feel like it's such an issue when it comes to the men and the women's situation is because men continue to act like they are not out here unaliving women at these high rates. Y'all keep trying to make it seem like the domestic violence and the unaliving goes both ways, when in reality, the statistic that says that the small percentage of women that do unalive men, it's because of self-defense.
Abuse. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you
They're
don't want to
suffering.
acknowledge that though.
And I think that in real time, World Citizen and Andretti Skywalker both just proved my divinity's point. She said what she said, and reflexively they go, "That's a lie." Like what?
I didn't speak though.
Oh,
That's
you
the
didn't?
part.
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
speak.
I'm sorry. I saw your thing light up. My bad. It was Dreaded Skywalker. Dreaded Skywalker.